SMT Nation, we back. Nation, we've got an update out of the AT&T network. Bit of a precarious position that they're in regards to some old, I guess we'll call it connectivity lines. But the problem here is that you've got a state that is very powerful with a public utility commission that has enough juice to alter mergers. Right? Just throwing this out there. They're tough cookies. And AT&T is going to be trying to get some things done here. Let me tell you all about it. Let's see how it impacts AT&T and their plans moving forward in the future. All right, the article came across my Google feed. It's a wired.com story. I'll be sure to provide a link in the description. Want to support us? You could do that. There's ways to do that in the description. And of course, you can like and share this content. And then subscribe for more if you're new, and turn on the bell notifications to never miss an upload for all your telco news and stories. All right, so AT&T has reached out to the California, what's known as the CPUC, the Utility Commission. And what they're trying to do is they are trying to decommission and disconnect some old copper wireline operations within the state of California. So they don't want to operate it anymore. All right, those lines are very outdated. They are completely, legacy, to say it nicely. They're very old. And these outdated technologies aren't really serving much of a purpose. I think they said like 6 or 7% of customers are actually utilizing this copper connectivity. And they're trying to go completely wireless and fiber. So they want to decom this. Now, the important thing here is AT&T is going to have to convince the CPUC that they've done everything in their power to try to get fiber and wireless to replace it within these impacted areas. And then I think they might have some hope. But California is a big state. California is a very political state, lots of red tape. And what's referred to as carrier of last resort designation, that's what's going to be keeping this kind of an issue. You're trying to get basic connectivity, you're trying to get calling and stuff like that. AT&T might be the only option for these folks in a lot of different situations. So based on that obligation, I'm not even sure if they'll be able to pull this off in most places. AT&T says that they're not seeking a total, last carrier relief, whatever that designation is. But they're just trying to move on from this. Obviously, citizens are concerned. The people that have relied on these services. I mean, you're probably going to have a bunch of elderly folks who, haven't been able to transition towards wireless or transition towards fiber, and they haven't, right? They just want their line connected, and they've had it for 40 years, like not even joking. You're talking about folks that have probably had AT&T since the 70s or 80s, right? That is not an exaggeration. So based on this proposal from AT&T, I'm not sure if it's going to work. I don't know if they're going to be selective about the locations. I don't know if they're going to approve it. But the CPUC has a team of lawyers that would have no problem eating up this case and fighting AT&T on this and suing them. So they should probably tread water lightly. I'm sure AT&T knows what they're doing. They've dealt with the CPUC before on different things. You saw what happened to Verizon in California. You saw what happened to T-Mobile in California. That place is like its own country. It is the land of litigation, and they will be on your ass if you don't watch yourself. Anyways, that's the story. Tell me what you guys think of it. Sound off in the comment section below. Well, the voice of the people, the SMT Nation. Let your voice be heard.